Sims with me as he has been for 16 glorious years. Mikey Fitz is with me as he has been for 16 glorious years. We are extra fired up for the NCAA tournaments. Bob Stu, take it away.
Oh, I can't wait for the games to be back this weekend, starting tomorrow. Oregon State, they kick off the Sweet 16 against Loyola Chicago. The Ramblers are 7-point favorites. Who you got in this one?
How in the world can you pick against Loyola Chicago when Sister Jean is in the locker room pregame firing the team up? Look, this team was solid all year. They were criminally underseeded in this tournament. I think this game will be tight, and Oregon State has a really good shot at covering the 7 points, but I have Loyola Chicago heading to the Elite Eight.
Oh, choo-choo. That's right, I'm all aboard the Oregon State train, baby. I've been on this train since the start of the tournament. That's how you can pick against Sister Jean. They've made me rich. Ethan Thompson's been awesome. Jared Lucas has been fantastic. Bag it, Sister Jean. Bag it, Cam Krutwig. Bag it, Farva. Oregon State, they're going to win the game outright.
I'll be honest, you're making me nervous, Bob, because you have been all over Oregon State. You called Oregon State winning outright the lock of the century last week at this time, and you nailed it. I think Loyola Chicago is absolutely going to win and cover. See, you guys are talking about Sister Jean, right? Sister Jean has nothing to do with Loyola Chicago. Porter Moser is the reason why this team's kicking ass and taking names. Don't let Sister Jean hog the headlines. Remember what Loyola Chicago did to Illinois? Oregon State, great story. I think Loyola Chicago, they have just been dominant on offense. They beat teams by double digits consistently. I'll take Loyola Chicago to win and cover.
Number 5 seeded Villanova, they face number 1 seed Baylor. Nova, they're 7.5-point underdogs in this one. Who you got?
I think this is the game where the injuries finally catch up to Villanova.
Yeah.
The coaching advantage Jay Wright has can only take this team so far. Baylor's just a more talented team than a healthy Villanova team. Never mind this shorthanded version. I have Baylor winning this game by double digits.
Yeah, Mike, you couldn't be more correct in this one. I mean, Nova got 2 cupcakes in the first 2 rounds. Credit Jay Wright for always having his team ready. He's a Hall of Fame head coach. The problem is, the team doesn't have the same talent without the injury to Gillespie here. And Baylor, they look like Baylor pre-COVID. They look like a team poised to make a run to the championship here. I like Baylor. They win and cover.
Totally agree with everything you both said. We've been saying it all week. Baylor looks like the second best team in the country right now. It's already a success for Jay Wright and Villanova. Honestly, no Gillespie, no chance. Baylor rolls and covers.
Everybody's favorite Cinderella, Oral Roberts, they take on Arkansas. Oral Roberts, they're 11-point underdogs in this one. Can they pull off the 3rd consecutive upset?
In their first 2 games this tournament, Arkansas has held the opposition to under 70 points. The last time Oral Roberts scored under 70 points was on February 5th. If Arkansas can slow this game down, keep Oral Roberts off the foul line, I think Oral Roberts' run comes to an end this weekend. I have Arkansas winning by 7.
Yeah, you hear that? That's the clock striking midnight. I mean, the Bobs are about to turn to a pumpkin here. Cinderella's slipper doesn't fit. Arkansas is a juggernaut. They're not frauds like Ohio State or Florida. They're the real deal. Moses Moody, he's a star. I love the way the team shoots the lights out here. Look, Oral Roberts has a couple stars too. Mad Max, he's unbelievable. He's been incredible. They don't have the depth to hang with Arkansas. It's just not going to happen. Mike Babchick's weekend's ruined. Oral Roberts, they fall to Arkansas by double digits.
Mike Babchick's weekend is ruined. It's a great line. Eric Musselman by 2 touchdowns. Arkansas wins and covers.
Oh, Syracuse is back in the Sweet 16, baby. That's right. They get number 2 seeded Houston as a 6.5-point underdog. Who wins this matchup?
The Syracuse Orange. You know what else is orange? A pumpkin, which is what Syracuse will turn into this weekend. Look, Houston, they have a few days to figure out the Syracuse zone. They did have a scare last week against Rutgers, which gives me a little pause, but they'll have time to recharge, reset. Houston survives and advances.
Oh, what a hater. Look, Houston's been playing with fire the past few weeks. They survived that last second game against Memphis. They needed Rutgers to literally fall apart in the last 5 minutes to win that game. You mentioned it, Mike. Look, I do worry. You also mentioned it. They've had time to prepare for Syracuse zone. It does make me a little nervous, but Buddy Boeheim is playing way too well. Gerard, he's been shooting the lights out. Syracuse will be in this game. I'll take Syracuse. They easily cover the 6.5-point spread.
Oh, we could add Mikey Fitz to the hater list. Bag it, Houston. Bag it, haters. That 2-3 zone has been so active. Buddy Boeheim, listen, he told Pete Moore, who's the SID, First National Show we want to do, listen, he wants to do Schein on Sports. That was awesome this week. Honestly, I am absolutely fired up for my Orange. thrilled that the game time is not during the Passover Seder. Not thrilled that at 10 o'clock and Theo will be asleep. Syracuse is going to beat Houston, a Houston team that should have lost against Rutgers last week.
Number 5 seeded Creighton. They go up against undefeated number 1 seeded Gonzaga. Can Creighton cover the 13-point spread?
The last time Gonzaga won a game by less than 10 points was December 2nd, 2020. That literally feels like it was 3 years ago. Creighton barely snuck by UC Santa Barbara. They got a break by avoiding Virginia in the second round. I just don't think they have enough firepower to compete in this game. Gonzaga will stay undefeated, smash Creighton by 20.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Creighton, they're lucky to be here. They survived UC Santa Barbara. You mentioned it, Mike. That ball was in the hoop and it popped out. I can't believe UC Santa Barbara didn't win. Ohio played the worst first half they played in months, and Creighton, they shut the lights out in that one. The Zags are going to crush Creighton. Timmy, Suggs, Kispert, 20 points each. I like the Zags. They win by at least 20.
Gonzaga has the record of beating teams consecutively by double digits. This has 20-point bloodbath written all over it. Love Mark Few and Gonzaga to win and cover.
Oh, Florida State gets Michigan in the game of the weekend. Michigan, they're a slight 2.5-point favorite. Who you taking?
I thought Michigan was going to lose last weekend to LSU in the second round. Without Isaiah Livers, Florida State's a better team. I have Florida State winning a wire-to-wire close game.
No, you know I've loved Michigan the whole season, but you can't go against Schein on Sports Karma. Leonard Hamilton on the show earlier this week. Michigan does not have Livers. I'll take Florida State to pull off the upset.
You're damn right, Bob, except for the fact that I think Michigan's going to win the game, and I think they're going to cover, and I think they're going to win by 3. So, yeah, you can't go against Schein on Sports Karma unless you do. I love Leonard Hamilton. I'm going to take Michigan by 3 to survive and advance.
UCLA and Mick Cronin up against Nate Oates and Alabama. The Crimson Tide, 6.5-point favorites. Who you taking?
The toughest team UCLA faced in the tournament so far was Michigan State in the first 4. They weren't really tested last weekend. I have the Tide rolling over UCLA by 8 points.
Yeah, Alabama is just a machine. Once they survived that first half against Iona, the floodgates have opened. They play great defense, and when the offense is rolling like they did against Maryland, they can't lose. I like Alabama. They win and cover.
I'm going to grab the points with UCLA. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think Mick Cronin's a hell of a coach. I think UCLA is a good team. Bama wins. I think the Bruins keep it close.
Oregon faces USC. USC a 2-point favorite. Who you got?
Is it a coincidence the Mighty Ducks reboot was released 2 days before Oregon plays in the Sweet 16? I don't think so. This game will come down to the wire. Ducks win.
Yeah, I thought what USC did to Kansas was the best performance of the tournament. I'm going to take USC and the Mobleys. They win the game outright.
Toughest game to pick, second best game of the Sweet 16 behind Florida State and Michigan. I had this in my Sweet 16 originally. I'm going to stay with my original pick, and I'm going to take Oregon to win the game.
Last question. What is your lock of the weekend?
Look, the Magic just traded their only 2 good players on their roster. The Blazers are getting Nurkic back. I'll take Portland favored by 11 to beat the Magic.
UFC, Stipe Miocic, plus odds against Francis Ngannou. Take Stipe, lock of the weekend.
Best way for me to phrase it, the lock of the night is next.
ESPNU Radio has the inside track